A 71-year-old woman walked into Costco on a Tuesday morning. She had been a member for 22 years. She left that day having lost over $1,200. And she never saw it coming. Not from a thief, not from a scam artist lurking in the parking lot, from decisions she made herself, that on my inside the store, that nobody warned her about. What you're about to hear is not an attack on Costco. Costco is one of the greatest retail institutions in American history. But there are specific traps, invisible to most shoppers, devastating to seniors on fixed incomes, buried inside that warehouse that the company will never put on a sign. We're going to walk through every single one of them. And at the end of this video, we're going to reveal the one Costco department that financial advisors now quietly tell their senior clients to avoid completely. You may have walked past it 100 times. You may have spent money there last week. Stay with us, because by the end of this, you will never shop at Costco the same way again. Warning 1. The bulk buying trap. Here's the first thing nobody tells you when you walk through those giant sliding doors. Costco is not designed for the way most seniors live, and that gap between what Costco sells and what a single person or couple actually needs is where the first financial wound happens. Bulk buying feels like winning. The math on the shelf tag looks undeniable. 48 rolls of paper towels for the price of 24. 6 pounds of chicken for what the grocery store charges for 2. A vat of olive oil large enough to last an entire year. The savings feel real in the moment, and sometimes they are real. But here's the conflict. A senior living alone, or even a couple, cannot consume most of these quantities before expiration. The gallon of mayonnaise goes bad. The bag of spinach wilts before Wednesday. The medication-sized bottle of vitamins expires 18 months before the last pill is gone. You didn't save money. You prepaid for waste. Studies on household food waste show that bulk purchases dramatically increase spoilage in smaller households. The bigger the package, the more frequently it ends up half-used in the trash. And here's the twist that makes it worse. Costco's store design is specifically engineered to trigger bulk purchasing impulses. The oversized carts make individual items look small. The warehouse scale makes restraint feel irrational. The sample stations activate appetite-driven decision-making at precisely the moments when your shopping cart is already open and moving. Every element of the environment is working against you. For a family of 5, Costco is a financial weapon. For a senior on a fixed income shopping for 1 or 2, it can quietly drain hundreds of dollars every single month in waste you never track because you never connect the purchase to the trash bag. Before you buy anything in bulk, ask one question. Will I finish this before it expires? Or am I buying the feeling of saving money? Those are two very different transactions. Warning 2. The membership fee illusion. Here's a number most Costco members never actually calculate: the annual membership fee. As of the most recent increase, a standard Gold Star membership runs $65 per year. The executive membership, which Costco pushes aggressively, runs $130 per year. Now here's the question that almost nobody asks. Am I actually saving enough to cover that fee on top of what I'd spend elsewhere? For large families doing hundreds of dollars of shopping every week, the math works clearly, comfortably, with room to spare. But for a senior on a fixed income, shopping for 1 or 2 people, visiting the store once or twice a month, the math becomes much more difficult to justify. The executive membership comes with a 2% annual reward. Costco promotes this heavily, but to break even on the $65 upgrade from standard to executive, you need to spend over $3,000 per year at Costco. That's $250 every single month. If you're spending less than that, and many seniors are, you are paying extra for a reward you will mathematically never collect in full. But here's where it gets deeper. The membership fee creates what behavioral economists call a sunk cost trap. Once you've paid $65 or $130, your brain is motivated to justify that payment. You shop more than you need to. You buy things you don't need at the quantity you don't require. Because the membership needs to feel worth it. The fee doesn't just cost you the fee. It costs you the decisions it influences for the next 12 months. Warning 3. The rotisserie chicken detour. Now here's one that sounds harmless, almost amusing. The famous Costco rotisserie chicken, $4.99. Enormous. Golden. the most strategically placed item in the entire store. Costco sells approximately 100 million rotisserie chickens per year. They famously take a loss on each one. The chicken is a deliberate anchor, a reason to enter the store, a reward that feels like value, a justification for the trip. But notice where it lives, at the very back of the warehouse, past the electronics, past the jewelry, past the clothing section, past the seasonal items, past the oversized furniture displays, past every high-margin impulse purchase Costco has arranged along your path. You walked in for a $4.99 chicken. You passed $180 worth of temptation to get there, and then you have to walk back. This is not an accident. This is retail architecture working at its highest level. Every step deeper into the store is a calculated exposure to products that were never on your list. For a younger shopper with disposable income, maybe that's fine. Maybe the $30 throw blanket in the seasonal aisle is a legitimate discovery. For a senior on a fixed monthly income, every unplanned purchase is a direct subtraction from something else. Medication, utilities, the small financial cushion that separates manageable from stressful. The chicken is real value. The path to the chicken is a carefully designed spending gauntlet. Go get the chicken, but know exactly what you're walking through to reach it. And make a list before you enter that store like your budget depends on it, because it does. Warning 4. The prescription drug pricing myth. This one surprises people because it cuts against the conventional wisdom. Costco's pharmacy has a strong reputation, and in certain categories, specific generic medications, particular high-volume prescriptions, the pricing genuinely is competitive. But here's what no one tells seniors who assume Costco is automatically the best option for every prescription. It isn't. Independent pharmacy discount programs, manufacturer patient assistance programs, and third-party prescription discount platforms have, in documented comparisons, beaten Costco's pharmacy pricing on specific medications, sometimes significantly. The GoodRx platform alone, which aggregates discount pricing across thousands of pharmacies, regularly shows prices lower than what Costco charges. For drugs that seniors are most commonly prescribed, the mistake seniors make is loyalty without verification. The assumption that because Costco is good on bulk groceries and household goods, they must also be the best option for prescriptions. That assumption, applied blindly month after month, can cost hundreds of dollars annually that a simple comparison check would have saved. Before filling any prescription at Costco, or anywhere, spend 3 minutes comparing prices. 3 minutes, once. The savings potential is not trivial. For seniors managing multiple prescriptions on a fixed income, this is not a small detail. This is a significant line item that deserves scrutiny every single time. Warning 5. The hearing aid department danger. Now we're reaching the part of this video that financial advisors don't talk about loudly enough. Costco sells hearing aids. And on the surface, it looks like an outstanding deal. Lower prices than traditional audiologists. Recognizable brand names. The convenience of purchasing alongside your groceries and bulk paper goods. For some seniors, Costco's hearing aid offering genuinely is a reasonable option. But here's the conflict that deserves serious attention. Hearing aids are medical devices. Their performance is directly tied to how accurately they are fitted, calibrated, and adjusted to an individual's specific hearing loss profile. A hearing aid that is not properly calibrated for your exact audiological needs is not just a bad purchase. It can actively cause harm. Improperly amplified sound can accelerate hearing degradation over time. The follow-up care available at a retail warehouse environment, however well-intentioned, is structurally different from what a dedicated audiologist with a full clinical setup provides. And here's the tension that seniors face: the price. Difference between Costco's hearing aids and a clinical audiologist's recommendation is real and significant. Hearing healthcare is expensive. The appeal of the Costco option is completely understandable, especially on a fixed income, but the decision should never be made on price alone. Without a full, independent audiological evaluation first, without understanding exactly what your specific hearing loss requires, without asking the detailed questions about follow-up calibration, adjustment visits, and warranty coverage that determine whether a hearing aid works for you or against you, The savings are only real if the device actually performs correctly for your hearing profile. If it doesn't, you haven't saved anything. You've spent money on something that isn't working and potentially delayed the proper care your hearing needed. Talk to an audiologist first, then make a decision. Warning 6. The travel and vacation package trap. Costco Travel is a legitimate service. Let's be clear about that. They offer real packages, real cruise deals, real hotel rates. For certain categories of travel, their pricing is genuinely competitive. But here's the warning every senior needs to hear before booking anything through Costco Travel. Flexibility. Costco's travel packages are typically bundled. Hotel, flight, sometimes car rental, wrapped together into a single price. The bundle looks like savings, and mathematically, it sometimes is. But bundled travel comes with bundled cancellation terms. And for seniors, where health changes, medical appointments, and physical circumstances can shift travel plans on short notice, the fine print on those cancellation policies deserves extreme scrutiny before any payment is made. Travel insurance is not automatically included. Refund windows are not always generous, and the process for modifying a bundled package after purchase can be significantly more complicated than modifying individually booked components. Here's what makes this particularly sharp for seniors. The appeal of a good deal can override the careful reading of terms that protect you when life changes unexpectedly. And life, at 70 and 75 and 80, changes unexpectedly more often than it did at 45. Before booking any Costco travel package, read every cancellation term. Calculate the cost of travel insurance. Understand exactly what happens to your money if the trip needs to be canceled or modified 30 days out, 60 days out, the week before departure. If those answers are uncomfortable, book the components separately. Spend a little more for the flexibility. At this stage of life, the ability to change plans without financial penalty is worth paying for. Warning 7. The gold and jewelry counter. This one needs to be said directly. Costco sells gold, diamonds, and fine jewelry, and in recent years, their gold bullion offerings in particular have attracted significant attention. The prices are real, the products are genuine. This is not a quality warning. This is a different kind of warning entirely. Seniors are disproportionately targeted by financial exploitation, by family members, by so-called advisors, by scammers who specifically identify gold and jewelry purchases as opportunities. A senior leaving a Costco with a significant gold purchase is, in certain circumstances, a visible target, but the more common risk is subtler and more personal. Impulse purchases of high-value items in a retail warehouse environment, surrounded by the psychological architecture designed to make spending feel comfortable and justified, are not the same as deliberate, informed investment decisions made with the input of a financial advisor. Gold as a store of value has legitimate arguments behind it, but those arguments belong in a conversation with a financial professional who knows your complete situation, not in a Costco aisle on a Tuesday afternoon after the free sample station has put you in a generous mood. If you are considering any significant purchase at Costco, jewelry, gold, electronics over a certain threshold, impose a 48-hour rule on yourself. Go home. Think, talk to someone you trust, then decide. The item will still be there, or something equivalent will be. And a decision made in 48 hours with clear eyes is always better than one made in the moment with a cart full of momentum. Warning. 8. The auto-renewal blind spot. Here is something quiet, something that costs seniors money every single year without a single dramatic moment. Costco's membership auto-renews. This is standard practice, completely disclosed, entirely legal. But for seniors who signed up years ago, who may have changed banks, changed credit cards, changed spending patterns, or changed living situations, the auto-renewal is a charge that arrives without announcement and gets paid without scrutiny. $45, $65, $130, gone. Without a conversation, without a reassessment of whether the membership still makes financial sense for your current life. The check you should be doing every single year, and almost nobody does, is simple. Pull your Costco purchase history. It's available in your account. Add up everything you spent in the last 12 months. Calculate what you would have paid for the same items at your regular grocery store, pharmacy, and big box retailer. If the savings exceed the membership fee by a meaningful margin, the membership is earning its keep. If the math is close or doesn't work, You are paying for the feeling of being a Costco member rather than the financial reality of it. That feeling is worth exactly $0. Warning 9. The Financial Services and Insurance Desk. Costco partners with financial services and insurance providers to offer products to their members. Auto insurance, home insurance, life insurance, annuities. The Costco brand creates an instinctive trust. If Costco is selling it, it must be a good deal. Costco doesn't sell bad products. That instinct is exactly what makes this dangerous. Insurance and financial products are not rotisserie chickens. They are not paper towels or olive oil where the comparison is simple and the quality differences are minimal. They are complex, highly individualized instruments whose value depends entirely on your specific financial situation, your health profile, your existing coverage, your estate planning needs, and dozens of other variables that a retail partnership program cannot assess for you. The Costco partnered providers are legitimate companies. The products are real products. This is not a fraud warning. This is a warning about the assumption of value. The belief that because the Costco name is attached, the product is automatically the best option for your specific situation. Financial advisors who work exclusively with seniors have documented cases where clients purchased Costco-affiliated annuities that were structured in ways that did not serve their actual income needs. Insurance products that duplicated existing coverage they were already paying for. Life insurance policies recommended without full analysis of whether the client's estate actually required that product at that stage of life. The Costco brand is a trust signal, and trust signals in financial decision-making are exactly where exploitation, intentional or not, takes root. Before purchasing any financial product from any source, including Costco, the answer is always the same. Talk to a fee-only financial advisor first. Someone who is legally required to act in your interest. Someone who has no commission riding on which product you select. Then, and only then, evaluate what Costco's partners are offering. You may find it's the right product at the right price, or you may find that you just avoided the most expensive mistake in this entire video. Costco built one of the most successful retail businesses in American history by genuinely delivering value to millions of households. But value is not automatic. It is not guaranteed by a membership card. It is not confirmed by a warehouse full of oversized packages and a $4.99 chicken. Value, real value, is something you have to calculate for yourself, deliberately, honestly, with your actual life and your actual income and your actual consumption in front of you. For seniors on fixed incomes, that calculation matters more than it ever has before. The warnings in this video are not reasons to cancel your Costco membership and never return. They are reasons to walk through those doors differently, with a list, with a budget, with your eyes open to the environment you are entering and the decisions it is quietly trying to make for you. Shop smart, protect your money. And remember, the best deal you ever made was the one you walked away from before it cost you something you couldn't afford to lose. If this video helped you, or if you have a senior in your life who needs to hear this, share it right now. Before you close this tab, hit the like button. Subscribe for more content designed to protect what you've worked your entire life to build. We'll see you in the next one.